In 2001, the Barber Dodge Pro Series continues to launch the careers of tomorrow's racing superstars, just as it's done for today's Champ Car veterans Kenny Breck and Brian Herta and Juan Montoya, who's made the move to Formula One. Now in its 16th year and newly recognized as the official entry-level professional race series of kart, the Barber Dodge Pro Series races your way next. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents the Barber Dodge Pro Series. It's round number 6 today from Cleveland's Burke Lakefront Airport. Hello again, everybody. I'm Marty Reed alongside Jeremy Dale as you look down from high above here at Cleveland.
Yeah, and it's the 2.1 temporary road course on the runways here at the downtown airport. 4th time the Pro Series has been to Cleveland, and this is our 2nd race in support of the Kart FedEx Champ Car Series. Sepp Koster is on the pole. As a matter of fact, it's his 4th career pole in Barber Dodge competition.
And you can see he's averaging 102 miles an hour. And Mark Brewers with a career best. The 26-year-old from Gladwin, Pennsylvania, will start on the outside of row number 1. Our points leader, the big surprise, Jeremy.
And Nicholas Rondet down there in 12th. Less than a second off the pace, only 8/10, but that is a big deal if you're Nicholas Rondet. 19 cars will take the green flag today here at Cleveland. Always exciting races on these wide straightaways and runways that make up this racetrack.
Here's our first onboard camera. Mark Brewers outside of row number 1 in the Sunoco Reynard, the WorldCom camera. Here's Ryan Hunter-Reay.
And he carries our 2nd onboard camera. It's the Barber Kart Scholarship onboard camera. He's 2nd in the points right now, and he starts outside of row 3. Rhonda Trammell carries our 3rd onboard camera. She starts outside row number 8. She carries the Klein Tools onboard camera. And our 4th camera today carried by Jay Ritchie. He starts inside row number 10. He carries the J.D. Byrider onboard camera.
Had a career best of 12th last time out at Detroit. Take a look at Nicholas Rondet outside of row number 6. And we've talked about how balanced this field is. We've had 5 different winners in 5 races. Take a look at the points. Rondet by only 4 over Ryan Hunter-Reay, 8 over Alexander Sparafico, and Roger Yasukawa. Matt Plum, Rafael Sparafico, Alex's cousin, tied for 5th, 17 markers back. Lights out on the Dodge Viper pace car. We had a chance to talk to our Michelin Pole Award winner about this track.
I found, for me, the quickest way for the moment, but there are so many ways to take this track that I'm not sure if it's going to be the quickest definitive way, because you can get so lost on this track and still be quick. So we'll figure it out today in the races, and I'm going to look for the tire marks from the Champ cars, because they might know a little more than I do.
Well, it's because it's so wide, Jeremy.
Well, and Sepp Koster, very experienced, former Benelux Formula 4 champion, as we're on board with Mark Brewers. Now this chicane leads out onto the front straightaway. Look at how wide the racetrack here is.
Getting ready for the green flag. Mark Brewers falls in right behind our pole sitter Sepp Koster, and the green flag flies, and here we go.
And watch the width down here, because you can put 10 cars across. There's Yasukawa around the outside. There's Brewers, and Brewers gets passed by Matt Plum.
Couple of cars having some contact. Look out, we've got a nose flying into the air, and I don't know which car that came off of. Ryan Hunter-Reay's in trouble.
Well, look at that left front up in the air. That means he's been hit in the right rear. Yes, you can see the right rear towed out. So Hunter-Reay's day is definitely done.
He came into this race 2nd in the points. This is going to hurt. On board right now with Rhonda Trammell in 12th.
Always a big shakeup at turn 1 at Cleveland, because the racetrack is so wide. There's so much room for everyone to get in trouble down there.
And that is Nicholas Rondet on the inside there, and he takes over that position. Now our points leader has to know that Ryan Hunter-Reay is in trouble. Meanwhile, Mark Brewers in 3rd place.
And that turn 8, one of the few places on the racetrack that you can actually hit something. You see the yellow flag there. Koster is cleaning up his tires, so we're under a full course caution as Ryan Hunter-Reay gets out of his race car.
So let's set it for you. It's Sepp Koster, Matt Plum, Mark Brewers. That's your top 3 here at the Barber Dodge Pro Series Round 6 at Cleveland. 5 races, 5 different pole sitters, and 5 different winners. It has been a very exciting season so far in the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Not very exciting for this man right now. That's Ryan Hunter-Reay's car on the hook.
Well, Ryan won his first race in the rain in round 3 at Lime Rock. Did a tremendous job there, but his day is done here at Cleveland. Was not able to survive turn 1, and we're going to be able to get another look at that start because it's the thing everyone always worries about the most here at turn 1. This is the great view. There is Ryan Hunter-Reay, and everything is actually in pretty good shape, but keep an eye on the car coming up the inside. Rafael Sperafico comes up, stacks everyone up. Ryan tries to go around Yasukawa, and Sarasinski is there, and also Alex Sperafico gets involved. So 3 cars involved there, and definitely just one of those racing incidents. There's Matt Plum in front of Ryan Hunter-Reay, and watch as there's Yasukawa. He locks the right front. There is Sperafico. He's the one that held up Yasukawa. That's what forced Ryan Hunter-Reay to the inside. Hunter-Reay makes contact with Sarasinski.
Just a little bit later in the lap, problems for the man who's 3rd in the points.
And that is Alex Sperafico. There you see him spinning between turn 5 and turn 6. This is the onboard from Jay Ritchie's car. And there is Sperafico. He is now out of the car, and his day is done. Of course, our Sebring race winner. And
there is Sarasinski. She's out of the race as well after the contact with Ryan Hunter-Reay. So 2nd and 3rd in the points are out of here. And the leader, Nicholas Rondet, is saying, boy, I needed that help, because remember, he started 12th in this race. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Here we go. Flag flies, and we're back underway here at Cleveland's Burke Lakefront Airport. Round 6 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series. On board with Mark Brewers.
And the run down into turn 1. And now with the single file restart, these guys up front can drive a more normal race line. You can see how wide those runways are. Back on board with Rhonda Trammell.
Running 13th, and that's Davey Cook going around her, bumping her back to 14th.
And that was John Vanini in front of Davey Cook. This is Matt Plum putting pressure on the leader, Koster. Great opportunity for these guys to make up some positions in points with Hunter-Reay out, with Alex Sperafico out. A real opportunity for both Koster and Plum, who started the season in a very difficult way at Sebring, and who both now have race wins. Real opportunity for them here.
Well, especially Plum, who won our last time out. He's in 2nd place right now, but remember, he started his first 2 races with a 20th and a 21st place finish, back on board with Mark Brewers in 3rd.
Mark Brewer's best ever qualifying position for him, 2nd, and now running in the top 3. In the top 3, lagging out a little bit on 4th place, Peter Boss.
And notice that Peter Boss has gotten around Morley. That happened on the restart, so Boss picks up a spot.
And there you see how wide that front straightaway is. I mean, that is a runway. And now you can see behind the pressure that Peter Boss is getting from John Morley. And Peter Boss taking a defensive line into turn 1. And now they get back out towards the left.
And the 3rd car on the right-hand part of your screen is Christian Shimshak. He's running in 6th, on board with Rhonda Trammell in 14th. And look at John Vanini. He's dropping back 2 spots. And she's going around Okamoto for 13th.
And that's what happens here at Cleveland. The runways are so wide, the racetrack is so wide, there's such a variety of lines that there's so many opportunities to pick up positions. At the same time, there are opportunities to lose positions as well. You've got to be very careful. You've got to really pick your moves carefully and keep an eye on what's going on. Keep an eye on what the other drivers are doing and what kind of opportunities they may create for you.
And there is Akira Okamoto taking the spot right back.
Down into turn 5, into turn 6 now.
Back to the battle up front. There's Sepp Koster, originally from the Netherlands, now calls Antwerp, Belgium home in the Stora Drain. Dodge Renard. And remember, these guys are duking it out for $305,000 in a career enhancement bonus as a Pro Series champion, over $1.3 million awarded annually.
And there's Roger Yasukawa. He has a slightly bent right front wing. Nicholas Rondet has made his way up to 8th place, so Rondet making a big move. Look at Rhonda Tramble passing a couple of cars here, actually 3 cars.
She gets by all 3 into turn 1. Whoa, look out, she's into the Toolies. Little off-road, and this is going to get into trouble.
And she spins there over by turn 2. She made a great move to get by those 3 cars, but was a little slow on the exit. And John Vanini came back past her, and that's how she ended up off the road.
Meanwhile, the race leader, Sepp Koster, motors on. Matt Plum in second, Mark Brewer's in third at the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Stay with us. Hey, for all the latest news and notes from the world of motorsports, all you have to do is visit rpm.espn.com, whether it be kart, IRL, NHRA drag racing, off-road, no matter what. We're at the Barber Dodge Pro Series. It's round number 6 here at Cleveland's Burke Lakefront Airport. Marty Reed along with Jeremy Dale. And you're looking at the battle for 4th place right now. Peter Boss and John Morley. And Boss, the 24-year-old from Narragansett, Rhode Island. This is the best battle on the racetrack. In fact, there's a 3rd member in this group. Christian Shimshak is not far behind these 2. There he is.
There is Shimshak there. And Morley, one of the Barber Kart scholarship drivers, has been putting tremendous pressure on Pete Boss, but Pete has not made any mistakes.
Back to Mark Brewers, the 26-year-old. He's got his career best run going, and it's a good time to do it. He's got some guests here from his main sponsor, Sunoco.
And a great motivational tool for Mark Brewers. Right now running 3rd. Can't see the guys up in front of him. Look at the pressure from Morley, though. Peter Boss checks his mirrors into turn 1. He sees there's no threat of a pass there. He goes back to the normal line.
Down into turn number 1. Christian Shimshak not able to close up on these 2 as they continue to do battle.
And they're not too far behind Brewers. Now the entry into turn 3, very fast corner, and then a quick turn back to the left for this straightaway down to turn 5.
And for Morley, the Barber Kart big scholarship winner, the 20-year-old lives in Dublin, Ohio, not very far from Columbus, the capital.
There's a good look at John Morley, 6'4", and you'd be hard-pressed to know that the way he fits down in that race car, but has done a tremendous job this year, and certainly happy to be in his home state of Ohio. He'll also be looking forward to the round at Mid-Ohio racetrack, also where Barber Dodge will be running with cars. As a matter of fact, the rest of the season, Barber Dodge will be running with the Champ cars.
In fact, look at the guy in the 3rd position in this freight train, 6th place, Christian Shimshak. He's not quite able to close up on him. He's maintaining station. The 34-year-old from Oakland, California, in his rookie season has been getting progressively better as this season's been wearing on.
Well, Christian, as you said, Marty, a rookie in Barber Dodge, and really only his 2nd year in professional racing, so a lot of progress that he has made to go back on board with Mark Brewers. Still running in 3rd position into turn 3, and there's that transition into 4. There's the battle for 4th. Peter Boss continues to hold off Morley.
And if you're saying, what's that in the middle of the exit of the corner there? It looks like it's some grass that somebody chewed up on one of those spins early.
Well, these guys don't hesitate. You can see the verges there, and Kart puts the tires and the cones down to keep everyone from driving on those verges, but they don't always work.
On board with Rhonda Trammell right now. She's getting ready to go around Jay Ritchie. This is for 14th. Remember, Rhonda had that spin just a few laps ago, so she's fighting her way back.
You heard her hit the rev limiter there. And there we go on board with Jay Ritchie. Good look as we're on board with Jay at how bumpy this racetrack is. Look at his hands moving around as they make those transitions.
You're looking at 2nd place, the Premier Nutrition Renard. That's Matt Plum. Here comes the 3rd place car, Mark Brewers in the Sunoco car. Sepp Koster is out in front, and he is starting to pull away. Stay with us. We've got more from Cleveland and the Barber Dodge Pro Series. looking down on Cleveland, and you see the airport off into the distance. Round 6 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series. And if you need more information about Skip Barber Racing and the Barber Dodge Pro Series, just dial up barberdodge.com on the World Wide Web, and we can hotlink you directly to ESPN as well. You're looking at Sepp Koster. He has moved out all alone, and it has been like a roller coaster for this guy this year.
Yeah, it has been up and down. He had made contact in the first turn at Sebring, finished 22nd, finished a very solid second at Phoenix, and then ran into troubles again in round 3 at Lime Rock, won round 4, and then more troubles in round 5 at Sebring. So it's kind of been all or nothing for Sepp Koster.
So theoretically, this is an upside because it's been every other race. So if he holds on, the pattern will continue. If he could ever snap the lows, he could get himself right back into this championship hunt. Now, Jay Ritchie, boy, this guy is on the move. He started 19th, he's into 14th.
Jay Ritchie and his JD Byrider Reynard Dodge, and he's got plenty of cars up in front to pass. That is Akihiro Okamoto, and it looks like he's going to make a move on him going into turn 7. Nice move by Jay Ritchie.
Made it look easy, in fact. So Jay on the march. In fact, if he finished in this spot, it would be a career best for him in the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Meanwhile, let's go back to Peter Boss and John Morley, a battle for 4th. And Morley has been all over Boss the last several laps. We've been documenting it. If you've been with us, this has been the best battle on the racetrack.
Well, there's no question. John Morley has been waiting for an opportunity here, and it has not yet come his way. Peter has done an excellent job, and we understand it may be drizzling just a little bit. You can see the clouds there. It's been threatening to rain all day. As a matter of fact, it did rain earlier in the day. And we hear there is a little bit of drizzle on the racetrack right now.
So the guys will have to play that factor as well. Whoa, look out, Boss gets loose. Almost goes around, and it's going to cost him.
And that might have been some of that water on the racetrack, a little bit of dampness. That is a 4th gear chicane, by the way. The car's very, very quick, over 100 miles an hour at the exit. And that was a little wiggle that turned into a big wiggle for Peter Boss, and he lost 2 positions.
I'm amazed he was able to save it. Mark Brewer's back on board in 3rd place. He has lost contact with 1st and 2nd. And yeah, it looks like it. I saw a few drops on the lens there.
Well, there's no question it's getting slicker. There you see Morley, Shimshak, and now Peter Boss back to 6th place. So all that hard work that Peter Boss has done in that ITIS Reynard goes for nothing. Oh, he's going to take a run at Shimshak.
And he gets around Christian. So he picks up one of the 2 spots he lost, but can he hold on to it? Here comes Shimshak right back on him. That is what makes this layout so interesting for the spectators and the racers as well.
Well, no question about it. There is the debris flag, and normally what that means is there might be oil or some type of debris on the racetrack, and what they're telling the drivers is it is in fact raining, and of course they already know that.
Yeah, especially Pete Boss. And yet they're on the lens. You can see a couple of raindrops again. So the drizzle is starting to become more than just a drizzle.
And look at Roger Yasukawa is rolling up behind this battle as well. So you've got Morley, Shimshak, Boss, Yasukawa, and now Nicholas Ronde as well.
So Ronde, the points leader, still running in that 8th position, has not been able to get around these guys since the beginning of the race, when took advantage of the couple of spins and the contact involving Ryan Hunter-Reay and Alex Sparafico. And Boss, he's going wide again. That could cost him.
And you could see the car just skating there. The car just skates across the racetrack. And that has helped Roger Yasukawa just a little bit. There is some water on the camera lens of Mark Brewer's car.
Yeah, it's more than just a few drops now. And the laps are winding down. So remember, these guys are on race slicks. So it's going to get very, very delicate out there.
There's a good look at Nicholas Ronde, winner round 2 at Phoenix, and now up into 8th position. There's Yasukawa with that bent right front wing. And he's done an exceptional job on such a quick racetrack to be compromised on front downforce. Really tells you a lot about how great a job Roger Yasukawa has done today.
There goes Mark Brewers through the front of your screen, and here comes that freight train. And you're right, Yasukawa, there it is, the wing skewed. And on this course, for him to be able to do that is remarkable. White flag is out. That was Matt Plum. There is Mark Brewers. As this battle just continues on, Sepp Koster has checked out.
He'll be tiptoeing around this racetrack, actually working his way through the back markers. He's got more than a 10-second lead, and in Barber Dodge, that is absolutely a dominant performance from Sepp Koster.
The battle continues as Boss is trying to get around Shimshak for 5th. Boss in the white car. Not able to get the job done.
Oh, he actually stuck it in there.
Man, that's a risky move with the track conditions the way they are. Can he make it stick? We're going to find out.
Remember, this is where he passed Shimshak 1 lap ago.
Oh, look out, he's going around. So the ITIS car picks up a little bit of advertising along the way, but I don't think he needs that. Luckily, he discards most of it, and no harm except a lot of positions lost.
Well, what a disappointment for Peter Boss. He did such a great job for 90% of this race, and there is Sepp Koster, who will win here at Cleveland. He takes the checkered flag from Doug Hill, the Barber Dodge Pro Series starter.
It is his 2nd win of the season, 3rd of his career, and Sepp Koster continues that roller coaster ride. One good race, then a bad race. Hopefully, he's going to break that streak next time out. Here comes the battle further on back, and 2nd place is going to go to Matt Plum. There's Mark Brewers, and it looks like 4th place is going to go to John Morley. So stay with us. We'll come back, check the final results, and talk to our winner. Well, with this win, we're at the halfway point of the season, and there is a very happy Sepp Koster because he is going to pick up those valuable points and probably, unofficially by my count, will move into the top 5, and he came into this race in 10th. Here are the final results. Take a look as we go on down through. Our points leader, Nicholas Rondet, did manage to move into the 7th position after starting back in the 12th spot. And then as far as our Conseco Step Up Award winner, well, that's for the most improvement, starting 19th and finishing in the 12th spot is Jay Ritchie. Let's go down to Rick Radicek. He's with our winner.
Sepp Koster, your 2nd win in Barber Dodge in 2001. You made it look easy, Sepp.
Yeah, well, the car was unbelievable. I don't know what Todd and the mechanics did to my car, but it was unbelievable. Just so hooked up. I was just cruising and just pulling the guys so easily. It was an incredible experience. I've never had this before.
Talk about the start of the race. Talk us through that.
Well, I think I had a pretty good run. There was some wet patches somewhere in the chicane, so I knew I had to kind of pinch the guys to be out there in the wet patches. And after that, I had a great run, pulled Mark and Matt. And then, unfortunately, there was the yellow flag because I already had built up quite a nice gap. But right after that, I could build it up again. Like, the car was so hooked up, it's unbelievable.
An up and down season continues. You're back on top of the podium.
Well, let's hope I can finish this next race. There'll probably be a good result, and let's keep this string of finishes coming now instead of the on and off thing.
Congratulations, Sepp.
Well, let's take a look at the updated points. You can see here's the movement. Nicholas Rondet stays 7 points ahead of Roger Yasukawa. He jumps from 4th to 2nd. Matt Plum got from 5th to 3rd. Ryan Hunter-Reay falls from 2nd to 4th. And Sepp moves from 10th to 5th. What a shakeup in one round. Don't forget, next time out for the Barber Dodge Pro Series, round 7, we're heading towards your hometown, Jeremy.
And everyone looking forward to going to Toronto, Canada, running with the Champ cars. Of course, a classic race here at Cleveland, but there'll be more before the 2001 season is over.
Before we say farewell, congratulations to our Pie Technician of the Race Award winner. That's Jason Dunford. That's going to about wrap it up for us. We hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have. It's been a thriller here at Cleveland. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Jeremy Dale, I'm Marty Reed. So long, everybody.